Hey, and welcome to episode 19 of Metal Health. We've got a few album reviews to do today. We're going to be talking about a certain festival that I feel like we're always talking about. We've got like a few cool tracks that have come out over the last couple of weeks that we're just going to like splice in there. First up, Venom Prison.
Playing in the background.
Yeah, this came out, was it last Friday, 15th?
Yeah, March 15th, yeah.
So we all been listening to it since then, I think.
Definitely.
It's fucking hard as fuck. I think this is what I said to you. I was like, shit, this is like, you know, I don't know.
You said this fucking album goes hard or something, didn't you? I was like,
it really does.
It's relentless. It's what I'd say.
So before we get into the album, Terry, you got some factoids for us.
I have got a little. They formed in 2014. They're from South Wales, and they're on Prosthetic Records.
So they're not on Holy Roar then?
No, one band.
Prosthetic. I remember there were so many bands that were on, like, you know, like around that metalcore era, like early 2000s.
Yes.
Yeah, wow, cool.
Acacia Strain was on there. Lamb of God.
Yeah, wow. On Prosthetic. Sweet.
I know that the Machinist has just been signed to Prosthetic as well.
Have they?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, we're looking forward to that one as well, aren't we?
What else?
But we've got the turn. Right, am I going to get this right or wrong?
Samsara.
Yeah. It comes from the cycle of death and rebirth, or as portrayed in the album, the perpetual cycle of suffering.
That's brutal.
It's totally brutal.
And the album goes on. It's it covers many different social and personal issues that are being addressed here. It's things from self-harm, homophobia, forced surrogacy, rape culture, capital punishment, and motherhood.
Wow.
So there's some tasty subjects to get. Larissa's getting her teeth into on this album, isn't it?
I like that though.
It's like last year with Salvard.
Yeah.
They tackled some of the same issues.
I don't subscribe to this whole. This is a debate that can rage on for the ages. But I've never subscribed to the whole. You can't have like politics and music. I think it's great that they're talking about, you know, what's going on, and Lord knows everyone needs an outlet. I mean that's some solid topics, and you know I can't see them being solved anytime soon. So I don't think it'll date the album.
I like it that you've got like a a proper reason for writing a song rather than like, I don't know, this one's about demons again.
Yeah.
You know?
I know what you mean. She's certainly got a finger on the pulse of all this kind of stuff, even though it's horrible shit she's talking about. She knows. She's certainly got a finger on the pulse. But it's this album. This is not my quote, by the way, but I thought it was a good quote. It's the middle finger to everything that's wrong with this society.
Cool.
Another true fact.
I'd agree with that. Yeah.
There's one little yellow card. You know, we always have a little yellow card, don't we?
A yellow card.
I think that you're going to probably go, oh no, but I think this album would be better with a better drummer.
Ooh, okay.
More of a powerhouse kind of drummer, if you get me.
I don't know whether I necessarily thought about it, but maybe that's the point. If I didn't think about the drummer, then I don't know. It isn't something that like crossed my mind.
I'm saying on seconds to me that he's doing sick blasts and stuff.
Yeah, I mean it's not shit by any stretch of the imagination. I'm not saying it's, but I'm just thinking someone of a.
Is it just the mix though? Is it the guitars are squashing the drums?
I don't know.
Because the guitars are
very high.
Crazy high, the mix.
Yeah, I agree.
It makes it have this fucking awesome fucking old school thrash sound.
Yeah.
It reminded me of Carcass.
Yeah. That's how like every sort of track.
There's Dying Fetus as well.
Cat on the Cap.
Yeah.
But then you've got Slayer and dive bombs and leads.
Yeah.
I'm hearing black metal in the vocals, black metal in the blast beats. You get every so often they'll chuck in a bit of core, be that metalcore, deathcore, it's just like a chuggy beat down, but they keep them. It's like they follow the kind of the Vinnie Paul principle of use a heavy effect but really short.
Yeah.
So like, don't double bass through an entire song, don't make a beat down an entire song.
Yeah.
But yeah, you hear thrash and melodeath like Carcass. It's everything, but it's funny you say now. It came out a week ago. I've listened to it like 6 or 7 times at least, and each time I hear a track, I didn't pick that last time out. I didn't pick that one last time out.
Oh, yeah.
Because I've been doing it on the earphones, and you're like, oh fuck, that's cool. And I've literally scrobbled it back in Spotify, like dragged it back a minute and gone, yeah, I need to hear that bit again.
Give it again.
Well,
sweet.
Just on that, I've got their producer Tom Dring, and they and the band, they work closely with the producer for Code Orange, Power Trip, and Inquisition, Arthur Rizek.
Yeah, apparently Power Trip recommended the producer to Venom Prison when they were having some of that sort of Trivium Code Orange tour.
Yeah, they got him, and it says like you've just been going on to maximise the potential of all the tracks.
Yeah.
So that just goes to prove there all them bits you're picking out.
Yeah,
it's what they've worked on.
It's sweet as. Sweet as. It's a proper melting pot.
No, I love it. You got a standout track?
I think.
Because mine's this one right here.
Really?
Yeah, Megalus and Liana. I don't know what it is about it. I think that maybe it's like the first one kind of thrashes out like real vicious, but then this next track almost seems to have a thicker structure to it.
I think it's one of the ones to pick the video. You try industrialisation and self-inflicted violence.
Yeah.
That's a 1-2 combo, and they both seem that they'll go down a storm in the pit. But I do like Ducker and implementing the metaphysics of morals.
Yeah.
Again, they're another really cool 1-2s. And then I really like the whole Deva's Enemy. Sort of an industrial ambient mid-album break. But that Ducker, it opens with like a sample, which again, because you've got about tonally, it's like the drums out, it sounds like mid or early 90s death metal, and that sample again just made me think of like every band in early mid 90s using samples. But it weren't Film Crow, and it ain't like a CNN news snippet. It's someone calling to 911 about someone's committing suicide, I think. It's just like a suicide call. So it's well, no, suicide isn't cool, but it's just, I like that kind of effective use of we are going to do a sample opening a track, but it's not a CNN soundbite or a fucking cool quote from a film. It's a pretty shocking sample.
Sometimes I feel that can take you out of it when the quote seems, more memorable than what you're listening to. You're just like, wait, what was that?
Leads into a shocking track. What the fuck?
Yeah, but when you've got like decent sample use, I feel like if it blends and it helps pushing on
because like the woman's like panicking and screaming and the operator's trying to like, obviously calm me down, going, what did you say? And you're like, fuck.
Now going into other things with Larissa, I think she's the star on this album with some of her vocal range. You can get this a lot in like death metal and stuff. The vocals can be kind of one-paced a lot of the time, but on this, Larissa does so much. She's got a growly voice, she's got high pitch,
black metal shriek,
she's got the fucking works. She's got it all covered.
Yeah, definitely.
Personally, I fucking love.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I think I can't remember what album it was that we were talking about, but that was very much the whole thing. That was, I would fucking love this if it wasn't for the kind of monotone kind of vocals the entire thing. That's it. She definitely doesn't let this album slip into that. Right, she's got so much range going on. It's hard not to get hooked in by it. And it's also got like we always talking on air about variation in your album.
Yes,
it is all very fucking death metal thrashy stuff, but you do have like kind of a more industrial kind of break somewhere in the middle.
Got about the vocals as well. This is again a flashback to early sort of 2000s. The fact the band was signed to metalcore, so they did a Reddit Ask Me Anything, sort of in the run-up to the album coming out, and Larissa talks about how she's been like to improve her vocals and whatnot. She's followed like the whole Melissa Cross technique.
Oh right,
shit.
Melissa Cross. That's can you remember when it were the peak of Chimera and Lamach and Killswitch? Everyone had name dropped Melissa Cross and her vocal techniques, and it's just like, Hang on a minute, what is this 2005 like
Right.
prosthetic a millimetre across?
Yeah.
But you know
Yeah.
what? If that kind of vibe is coming back again, but with a bit of death metal added to it,
Hey, actually, I remember.
sign
Okay.
my ass up for that.
Yeah.
I remember one of my mates getting her because she did a DVD
Yeah, I think
at the time.
when I worked
Yeah.
I remember one of my mates getting it.
Yeah, I had it. I used to have it.
Well, I'm
Did
pretty,
you?
sure, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure when I worked at
Someone nicked it. I don't know where it went.
well when I worked at HMV, I'm pretty sure I managed to order it in on import because it never had a UK release. It was because that's
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
I remember seeing it.
the
going,
DVD
"Oh,
was
fucking hell."
prosthetic,
Yeah.
and it was a US only release. They never released it in the UK on Region 2, so I went, yeah, fuck it, I'll order a couple in and get them on shelves.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, so there you go.
That's madness.
Blast from the past there, Melissa Cross.
That's fucking cool.
Well,
So
that's probably why she shines on this then.
another thing about that, I Reddit asked me anything as well, and someone sort of said, oh, you know, when you're going to do a headline tour, and they said, oh, we are.
See, I missed
Well,
that Reddit thing because
But we can't. Oh, I didn't. You know, I didn't. I missed it at the time. I just found it when I was sort of searching
Yeah.
Reddit for them. And they are going to do a headline tour, but
Right.
they can't announce it.
Right.
And I think that's because they're supporting Fit for an Autopsy,
Yeah.
so they probably don't want to harm potential say. Because if you think about it, there might be some people like not bothered about Fit for an Autopsy, want to see Venom prison.
Yeah.
And if they announce the headline tour before, oh no, fuck it, I'll not see him supporting Fit. I'll wait for him until
Yeah.
they're going to have a longer set list. But what's really kind of got my juices is flowing is who will Venom Prison take out when they're headlining?
Ooh.
Do you think they'll take Svalbard out?
Possibly.
Do you think
would
they'll
be
take
cool.
Ithaca out?
Possibly.
Employed to serve.
Possibly.
You know what I mean?
All of these things and more.
That could almost be like, well, that's it. You know, like again, I'm going to keep
That'd be
referencing
a
2005.
fucking. That'd be
So,
an ace lineup, that though.
So you had like the new wave of American heavy metal tour where you had Killswitch, Lamb of God, Chimera, and God Forbid.
Yeah.
In fact, no, it weren't. It was Killswitch, Chimera, God Forbid, Shadows Fall. So realistically, those. But now, you know, you can have Venom Prison, Employed,
Yeah.
Ithaca, and Svalbard.
Yeah, if everything
And it
matches
could be
up,
like
yeah.
a kind of a modern, you know, just modern up. I don't know what name you'd give it. And I think those bands are all smart enough that it wouldn't have a kind of a cheesy. The women vocalists bands, you know, that's the whole
No,
point.
they wouldn't at
Yeah,
all.
exactly right. So they would. I'm sure that a dumbass tour manager would try and market it that way, but they all seem to be getting mentioned in the same breath by
Yeah.
Metal Hammer and stuff like that. And you sort of think, is this going to be a dream tour lineup? It's going to
Is it
sort of
gonna come,
chuck
yeah.
some of those bands together.
That would be very cool.
You know. Oh,
Yeah, that'd be a right tour.
I'm like, so we're staying in the 2005 era then.
yeah. But do you know we need a good kind of package tour that's got 4 or 5 bands rather than
Yeah, I agree.
rather
I
than
agree.
being 3 bands. Like get one of those ones where you do. I mean that tour that Killswitch and Chimera did with 4 bands. I mean, it was like a well-oiled machine at Rock City.
Yeah.
Like every band, as soon as they finished, like literally 6 or 7 people come, and before you knew it, drum kit and everything were off.
Yeah.
In like,
Pushed
and
off.
then pushed off, gone.
Yeah.
Next one on, and it was literally tops, and I mean absolute fucking tops. Between like God Forbid and Shadows Fall, 10 minutes, 10-15 minutes.
Yeah.
Next band. There were none of these like half-hour people do check 1 2 on
Yeah, I hate
cymbals.
that.
None of that like dragging that shit
Yeah.
out, like on off, and even like Chimera got these like strobe lights set
Yeah.
up, which then they got rid of before Killswitch, and that only took like 20 minutes between Chimera as the sub-headliner slot and Killswitch as the headliner. That only took 20 minutes between 2, and that so they could get 4 acts on in one night.
Yeah.
And it's
Smooth.
just like,
Yeah.
why can't this happen on more often?
Yeah.
Oh, so sweet. But
Yeah, well,
I'm
cool.
kind of detracting from Venom Prison
Yeah,
now.
I was going to say.
But yeah, I'm very, very curious to see who they do take out and support, because I'm really looking forward to seeing this live.
Yeah.
Really, really. And also as well, don't you think this album is heavier than Animus?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think they've topped it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like,
mistakes.
normally, you know, a band that, with each subsequent release, it's like, well, mellow it. You know, you think Metallica, Kill 'Em All, Ride the Lightning.
Yeah.
You know, that's where they started getting, you know, they had a ballad,
Yeah.
not everything was crazy fast, sort of
Yeah.
mid-pace tempos. Whereas this, it's, yeah, they just go, yeah, we'll top Animus in every way possible.
Yeah.
It's just,
And still, Animus is a fucking crushing record.
yeah.
So.
But this, Samsara, Jesus.
So I think you had a Not a yellow card against the album.
Not against the album, no, just against sort of the band. So anyone, if you sort of Google or you're on like sort of Metal Hammer's page this week, and again it goes back to that Reddit Ask Me Anything, that sort of a lot of the interviews and things like that, they say, we're a really social conscious band, the lyrics are social conscious. They make reference to the fact that when they were touring America on that Reddit Ask Me Anything, that some of the band are vegan and vegetarian and stuff like that. And then to partner with this merch company or designer called The Hundreds, and they're selling a t-shirt for 40 quid and a hoodie for 85, and it's just like, I know it's a limited run, it's one t-shirt, one hoodie.
But yeah, that was going to be my my kind of.
I still don't think that's a get out of jail free though. I think you can't call it, in the one hand, you can't say we're a socially conscious band and we have to play basement gigs, and then say, here's a t-shirt to buy that's 40 quid because it's a limited edition design. That shit's for like Slayer on the Farewell Tour, for Kiss, for AC/DC, for Metallica, not for a band that's 2 albums in. That aren't touring arenas and stuff like that. It's think about your fans. Referencing sort of Slayer again, I can remember they sort of changed their tune. But I remember in the 90s, those like Kerry King's stance was like, someone said, why do you always do covers for soundtracks? And he's like, because a Slayer song for a Slayer record. I don't want a Slayer fan dropping $12, $15 on a film soundtrack just for a unique Slayer song.
Yeah.
That's why we'll do covers. Now, he changed that principle in the 2000s as CD sales went down, and they would write original songs for soundtracks. But you can't on the one best say you're a socially principled band and then charge 40 sheets for a frigging t-shirt this earlier in your career. And if I were the band's manager, I would not have signed off on this, because it's such a contradictory thing. It's just like, no. And I know that they'll probably say, it's just one t-shirt, one hoodie, and when we tour you'll be able to have plenty of t-shirts at basement gigs for 15 quid a pop or 10 quid a pop. Yeah, great. But there's probably some fans who really like that one design on the Hundreds website and go, I really want a t-shirt, but I ain't spending 40 quid on it. And
that's one of the things. I bet you at the end of the day it'll come down anyway at one point.
Yeah,
so it'll come to an affordable, affordable price.
I just think it's a bit tone deaf to release date. It's just, that's the one thing this week when I saw it, I'm like, bit of a shame that.
After loving the album.
Yeah, but apart from that, everything's a A+++, 10 out of 10. It's just that.
Yeah, me too. So we're going to go into a song now before going into our next review, from Employed to Serve, which is the new song Harsh Truth.
Yes.
I fucking love it.
I do.
And it's second single, is it, from their forthcoming album, Eternal Forward Motion.
I can't wait for that bad boy.
I haven't seen a date for it. It just says 2019.
Yeah,
but that will be very cool.
You've got to figure with 2 singles. I'm saying that actually, Whitechapel released 2 singles for their album last year, so it might not be that imminent. But
no, I'm sure it's pretty
soon.
May? Yeah, I'm sure it's pretty soon.
Well, that'll be very cool then. So here it is. Employed to Serve track, fucking awesome.
Sweet.
I really liked the. I don't know, it's got like a weird industrial edge to it.
For the opening first 2 or so minutes.
Yeah, and like the drums are almost kind of looped.
Yeah, I like that as well with Justine just barking.
Yeah, you get you said you got a Will Haven vibe from it, didn't you?
Yeah, I've got a very, very big Will Haven vibe from it.
Ties in with our sort of podcast as well, so I sort of, you put it in our group chat, didn't you, Terry? The song. I think
the first one.
You did the first one, that were right. And then I found it on the second one, this one on YouTube. And I actually do recommend going onto the YouTube. I know it's on Spotify as well, but go onto YouTube, watch the video, but read the actual. They've put a fair bit of thought into the snippets of what the song's about. And it's gone about how suicide's a pretty big sort of killer. So it kind of links in with sort of what we talk about, but it's there's a very serious message, but so
another band with that proverbial, we know we talked about Venom Prison with that finger on the pulse.
That's it, and this is again very much on the pulse, so definitely check it out, go and watch the YouTube video and read the blurb before you listen to the song, because then I think it gives the song an extra, once you know what the song's about,
kind of kick or
meaning,
so
definitely, 100%, you're bang on there, dude.
So we're listening to Extortionist, Sever the Chord, which came out yesterday.
Very recent.
Yeah, what are we thinking? It's got like this song in particular has got like a fucking super Korn vibe.
Yeah, it's got a big Korn vibe, and now I've got a bit of you remember Bury Your Dead?
Yeah, totally. And you know what? I was about to say they remind me of Bury Your Dead, and then I saw a fucking post saying that they got a new song out.
I was like, yeah, man.
Fuck yeah. Anyway, not Bury Your Dead.
No.
Extortionist.
Yeah.
So some parts of it come off sounding like nu metal. But I think some parts of it come off like, I've even got it in here sounding like Bury Your Dead, like kind of nostalgic beatdown.
Yeah, and as well, some of this album reminds me again of Amur, Speaker of the Dead.
Yeah.
It's got that kind of vibe to it.
Yeah.
If you like Amur, then yeah.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I feel that. You have any standout tracks?
Is that one that sounds a bit Alice in Chainsy for me? I can't remember which track it is.
Intuition Knows, yeah.
That's the one. Yeah. That would be my standout, because literally it does stand out from the rest of this album, because it does wash over you quite a bit, I think. And then when it gets to that track, you're like, my ears just kind of tuned back in again. Yeah. If you get me, and I was like, oh hello, they're trying to do that's Alice like, in Chains.
That's the perfect use for a fucking variation song. Stick it right in the centre if things get like.
Because Intuition Knows is quite towards the end, isn't it?
It's like where is it? It's I guess it's maybe 7 or 8, something like that.
Yeah.
So it works perfectly for you've got all of that barrage of like.
Yeah, you've been pummeled.
Nasty brutals.
Yeah.
Totally brutal.
And as I say, like, Bury Your Dead style beatdowns and shit like that. It's perfect when you get to like 7 or 8 tracks, and it's just like, let's just chill out a little bit. And I fucking love that. Whether it's, I don't know, it doesn't matter what type of song it is, as long as it's different from the rest of the album.
See, it's funny you mentioned that song being very Alice in Chains all the way through, so the guitars and the vocals.
Yeah.
I noticed it's the pressure in the chorus. It kind of does that kind of lane vocal effect.
Yeah.
And I've noticed this album, it seems to be like you've got some tracks. So this is my standout track, Chokehold. Mm-hmm. It's just start to finish, amazing. And this is what I'm about to say about the album. So you've got Chokehold, No Soul, World Deceit, Pain and Separation, and The Ones You Will Leave. Don't have any of the new metal or hardly any new metal type influences. But then you've got opening track Bad Vibes, Pressure, Low Like You, and a couple of others.
Yeah.
This sort of deathcore, hardcore stuff, but with Deftonesy, Slipknotty, industrially tinges.
Yeah.
And I prefer the ones that don't have those, because it's just like pick a lane and stick to it. So it's like,
I agree. I agree muchly on that with this.
If
album.
You're going to give me Bury Your Dead, then give me Bury Your Dead.
Yeah, give me all of one, and it's fully, a lot of everything.
And it's funny you should say that, because when I listen to like stuff like Choke, I mean this track kills, but then when I hear this, I just think of Kubla Khan and Harm's Way.
Yeah.
And then I think I'd rather listen to Kubla Khan or Harm's Way.
Yeah.
Yeah, my feelings exactly. A lot of this did wash, like I've just said, until I heard the Alice in Chains track, and then that pricked my ears back up again.
Yeah.
So.
No, it's strange. I say we don't often pick albums that don't necessarily like hit us, but I mean, I think it's important that we, I don't know, do sometimes hit a bit of a dud with ourselves.
I mean, I think.
Well, everything can't be fucking amazing. Can't
it? Exactly.
It can't. I do sort of think, cause, sort of, again, I always like looking on Reddit about bands, and like in the metalcore subreddit, there were sort of posters in there saying, you know what, this is going to be my go-to. I'm going to be an album of the year for me. I'm always going to listen to this while I'm at the gym and stuff like that. And you know what? They're probably like half my age, if not less than half my age. And you sort of think they'll have grown up never having known thrash, never having known old school Florida death metal, or that sort of Swedish melodeath vibe. They won't know about Entombed or anything like that, or Morbid. I mean, like, Jesus, before I kept banging about Rivers of Night, my favourite death metal album, fucking Blessed Are the Sick. And, for them, so if you think I grew up, and for me it was like fucking Season of the Abyss, Blessed Are the Sick, Persistence of Time and stuff like that, they'll grow up, for them it'll have been Iowa, White Pony,
Yeah,
stuff like that.
definitely.
You know, and so they'll be growing up, and then sort of Whitechapel and stuff like that. And this is probably for them a perfect storm of new metal and deathcore.
Yeah.
So as much as it's not floating our boats, there's probably some people, it will be their album of the year.
Yeah, definitely.
Because they're like, oh, this is amazing. It's got a bit of new metal and a bit of deathcore. It's
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So yeah, just because it's not really sort of connecting with us. There's probably an entire generation like, this is sick as fuck.
Yeah, exactly.
Probably.
Yeah. Oh, you old guys don't get it.
You old
Hey,
bastards!
I used to be with it,
Yeah. And then they changed what it was.
and what it was became
Weird and scary. And it'll happen to you. No way, man. We're gonna keep rocking forever. Forever.
There's never going to be an episode where there isn't like a Simpsons reference at some point.
No, not with this fucker sat next to me. There won't be.
So yeah, I enjoyed the album, but it didn't like hit me.
No, it's not like James just said. It's not going to make any end of year lists for us guys. I don't think.
So the kind of thing that you said, both of you said in our last pod about Misery Index.
Yeah.
I can imagine if I make a playlist, I'll put Chokehold on it.
Yeah.
Because that hits hard.
Yeah, I might.
You know what I mean? I'm
yeah,
like, that's amazing.
There's a few you
That's
can-
good in a playlist.
you will go
There's a
back
few you
to
can
it,
pick out.
Yeah.
but I don't know whether I'll go back to it as a whole album.
Yeah, that's it. I'll do the choice cuts.
Yeah. So you can go check out Extortionist, Sever the Chord on Spotify and all streaming platforms. We're going to go into another song now from a new band that I don't know. I just saw online and thought that they fucking ripped. So this is Monochromatic Black, Phosphene. So they've got a new album, Numa, out 3rd of May, weirdly enough, independently, which is cool.
So totally
Nice.
self-financed, totally
Yeah.
self-released, no record label at all. I like that.
Yeah, from what
See,
I can
I
see.
think the way that's going to be the way for fucking people.
There's no reason why you can't.
Exactly.
So yeah, here they are. Go check them out on Spotify and, well, you know the places.
Again, I loved it. And like you said, the fact it's independent, to me, it's just the whole...
Yeah.
I keep banging about these older sort of bands who don't like technology, like, don't take your phones and take pictures and stuff, and it's just like...
You're living in the past, man.
Yeah, that's it. In the 80s and 90s, you could not self-record, self-produce, self-finance and self-release an album, so... How is technology, how is the internet a bad thing?
He's done some wonderful things, but with everything, there's some bad as well.
There's some bad stuff, but that's it. I think for music fans, I think the internet's a great thing. So yeah.
And ease of use technology as well. Like when you get new shit that comes out that makes things easier to record with. Great, fucking love it. We've just bought a new input system so we can have a mic each. So hopefully it's doing something for you.
Notice a difference in sound quality.
Stereo, turn around.
So that's cool. We've got who is it that's playing? The Intersphere playing on in the background to lead us to talking about Techfest 2019.
The old big TF.
So we had lineup 2. Or lineup phase 2 if you want to go MCU with it or whatever. So we had additions, but we also had one removal.
Yeah, which me and Terry on spot.
Yeah, you're on spot, mate. Yeah.
I can't find revocation on there anymore.
Which is a big fucking bit of a letdown for me.
Because I think I would have liked to have seen
really looking forward to seeing.
Well, I remember when they were first saying, if you went on the not the official Tech Metal page, but the UKTM sort of fan group page, so many people were like, yes, revocation, and they were like, some people, I saw them on that December tour. I would happy to see him again, and you also got lots of people going, I missed that tour.
Yeah.
Cool, I get to see him now. I'm wondering if there'll actually be any press around that.
Yeah, I honestly don't know. But yeah, it was only like last night when I was doing like a few notes and things for this episode that I was like, oh shit, they're not on. That's the difference. What the fuck? Which, that sucks, but I'm sure that there is a reason for it.
So going into what we do have.
Yeah, the biggest two, I guess, are Leprous.
Harbinger.
And, Harbinger, Veal Charter, Chokran. There's a couple of acts on here that I don't know, so I'm going to have to check them out. Morgan Agron and Andy James.
Andy James is a solo guitarist.
Okay.
Virtuoso kind of person. I've heard of him before through, like me, we both play guitar.
Yeah.
He's got like a YouTube channel and all sorts, so yeah. It's quite heavy. It's quite heavy stuff that he plays.
Okay.
It's not the usual
wiggly fucking fret rock wankery.
Yeah, he does play some like heavier riffs and stuff through it.
That's cool.
Yeah, he might be worth a check out actually.
Okay, that'd be very cool.
Carson City I've seen.
Yep.
They've been there before. They're pretty cool.
Local Boys Borders.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna go on to them.
Yeah.
Borders, local guys. Arm for the Apocalypse is one I would say check out because I've heard their first album, and don't hold me to it. It was a long time ago, but I thought it was an absolutely outstanding album.
Awesome.
It really was good. So it's they're definitely worth checking out.
And the other ones I've got are Siamese, Red Method,
not heard of them either,
and Davidium.
Weren't they on?
Davidium, I think. Well, for one, I think Sean's done every single one of their videos.
Oh yeah. I know I've seen the name before, and I was like, where have I seen that? So,
and I'm not sure of Red Method.
No, I'm not either.
But I've heard Siamese. They've been there a couple of times, I think.
Yeah.
I think for me it's the trio of, like you said, so I mentioned sort of Harbinger. So you've got Harbinger, Leprous and Veal Harter. I think they're the three
standouts,
They're the three standouts from the Phase 2 announcement.
And I personally, I fucking love Leprous, but I only got into Leprous with their last album. So, unfortunately, I missed them last time they played. Because I didn't know them. So I'm like, oh, fucking sweet, I get a second chance. And also, Veal Charter, I've been waiting 5 years for a new album.
You've been jonesing for them for so long.
I'm just like, goddamn.
Yeah,
hook the Veal Charter into my vein.
You know, I'm going to probably be a stick in the mud. I was still a bit, even though I want to see Veal Charter, I can't help but feel a little underwhelmed by this announcement.
Yeah.
I was expecting a lot
there was some hype as well. It's like, you guys aren't going to be ready. And
I was expecting a lot of...
Was that just too much hype around Veiled Heart because they've not played in so long? But, I'm saying as you, I'm like, where, I was thinking, we're going to see Ithaca on here, we're going to see...
That's what I was hoping, Venom Prison, like we were talking about earlier,
I think I was thinking for any one of those, maybe, like G's J, you mentioned it again, but because of, they're from a very similar area to Black Crown, I thought, maybe like Rivers might be on the second announcement.
I think we'd all be stoked for that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I was saying as you, I'm like...
we obviously love Techfest.
Yeah.
I don't get us wrong, but with this lineup, I was like, yeah, cool.
To be honest, with the song we played on the last episode, I'd be really lovely if they announced after the burial.
That'd be nice.
I think even if that band had been on the lineup, you'd have been happier, wouldn't you?
I'd have been a little bit happier with it, yeah. But like I say, I don't want to come off all like I'm totally bummed by it all, but I'm not at all. But I was kind of, because of all the hype and everything that happened around it with it being delayed and stuff like that, I was expecting, they're having to sort out some last minute things.
Yeah, because they had to delay the announcement because the announcement was on the day of like all the Facebook services crashed. So like Facebook went down, Insta went down, WhatsApp went down.
And you couldn't post pictures, so it's not like they were going to like put a wall of text there or something. So,
I remember at first actually I was quite cynical about that. I'm like, well, Facebook doesn't control the web. You can upload the announcement to the website, but I'm thinking, do you know what? Most fans won't go to the website. They will follow the Instagram and the Facebook page. So I'm like, fair play. You did have to delay it because that's where people are going to get the news.
Yeah.
It's to this day I don't.
And you can't trickle it if you did it on your website, but like only half the amount of people saw it.
To be honest, that's it. With these sort of Facebook communities now and Facebook pages, I hate like every time Andy Coppin will justify trick-or-feeding band announcements and going, but we've got media partners that we don't want to piss off, we don't want to piss Kerrang and Metal Hammer and Radio 1. No one gives a fuck about getting the news from that. That's it, you just follow a page and then someone will leak it. It's like people knew about Parkway Drive headlining in Bloodstock. Just fucking go, right, these are the days we've got a festival on and these are all the bands. I hate this whole, let's stagger it out. Just do what Wacken does now and Hellfest and just go, here's the 100 bands we've got, or 80 bands. It's so, it's the internet now. Just fucking put them all on, let people make the choice.
And do you know what? It isn't just this as well. It's like, hype for anything is always going to let you down. Whether it be a fucking video game or a new film or something. If you hype something,
Whereas that's it.
It doesn't generally tend to like meet your expectations.
Whereas that's it. If you put a full lineup straight away, there you go. Nuts on the table. Take it or leave it.
Yeah.
Apex Legends, that shit.
Yeah.
Just drop it.
Yeah.
So as I say, I'm really excited about seeing Leprous and Veiled Charter. New Harbinger stuff as well has been great of what I've heard.
Yeah, Sean's been involved in that as well.
Yeah.
From the video.
Yeah.
Now.
But I guess we got like mixed sentiments on it then. What are we doing now? We are going into another song.
Yeah.
We're going to go into the
very change of pace song.
Yeah, going to go into the new Whitechapel song, Hickory Creek, taken from the forthcoming album, The Valley, due out on it's next Friday.
Yeah.
Next Friday.
Friday. We are at the end of March next week.
So Friday 29th on Metal Blade.
Yeah.
So we're going to go and play this. For those of you that haven't been following the recent evolution of Whitechapel and last time you heard them was 2014 or something, you're in for a surprise, I guess.
Yeah, this is a huge change of pace.
Good song, but completely different. So check it out. So, following up from last episode when we watched Lords of Chaos, we said that we were going to go and check out a documentary that came out in 2008, Until the Light Takes Us, which is, real life events, I guess, revolving around the same thing. I managed to find a copy. It's also on YouTube,
It's on
I
YouTube,
think.
yeah.
So it was
That's how I found out.
super easy to find it.
Yeah.
Loads of people shared it on Reddit. It's like been on YouTube for at least a good year or two.
Yeah.
Because when I was searching on Reddit,
from when it was said on mine.
yeah. So no one's done any take. I think it might be the creators have gone. Here you go.
Yeah, who cares?
Because if it's been on there for 3 years and no one's done a takedown request, to me that says that
Yeah,
whoever
they're not
uploaded
going.
it is happy that it's up there.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's a Harmony Kareem documentary, so he's done like a bunch of other stuff before. You've probably seen something. I think he did Kids. Do you remember Kids?
No, don't ring any bells.
I know. I've never seen it, but I know about Kids.
So this documentary, it has got a really fucking weird bit right in the middle that kind of just breaks you out of it completely.
Yeah.
Where Harmony Kareem is just fucking rolling around with like fucking stupid wig on and like really shitty makeup.
Yes. Yeah.
Which I was like, that's really fucking dumb. I mean, you're doing the documentary and you're taking the piss out of it. What are you doing? I mean, I guess I can say that now, considering it was like fucking 11 years ago.
Yeah.
But it's a big takeaway from it is that Lords of Chaos has, most definitely glamorizes, because from watching this, you just like it definitely brings you down to like the really shitty, dirty ground. And go, oh yeah, they're all racists.
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
And that's what we're talking about. That's why I said, look, we need to watch this, because like when I was reading up on Reddit about Lords of Chaos, everyone's like, it's really one-sided in painting Varg in a bad light and not so much everyone else. And everyone's like, if you enjoyed this, and a lot of the sort of the gatekeepers of black metal, like, oh, don't watch this film, it sucks. Watch Until the Light Takes Us.
Yeah.
So clearly the push from that genre is there's more authenticity.
Yeah.
And you're right, that's it. It is. It's more even-handed. It's not kind of Varg's racist and everyone else is great.
You just
It's
like
kind of the vibe you've got.
you're
from
like,
Lords
oh
of
no,
Chaos.
shit,
Yeah,
no, it's everyone.
I was saying to you earlier, Luke, when I was about this, saying felt it was more kind of gritty, more kind of on the nose.
I think he's really
more instead of the Hollywoody.
Yeah.
I think he's really honest as well, because when we watched the Lords of Chaos and like we all commented on like when they had the party in that house that in the middle of nowhere, but even sometimes they were around Norway and they were just like drinking and then they'd run away if coppers came nearby. And it is that thing of youth in that they just kind of admitted like they stumbled upon this sound, but then it got out of hand because they're all just trying to top each other.
Yeah.
And if you think about like, that's what I'm saying with every metal genre, like every band, it's like, oh, we can heavy this, we can blow Band X off a stage, we can do this, we can do that.
Yeah.
Because I remember the day like I felt myself like, if we support Metallica, we blow them away. And then largely we were like, even Pantera, I don't care, because we could open with Battery and blow off. We proved that it would still be actually the band that could do it. And it's just, there was never, to me, you get the feeling there was never any grand plan of it. It's just, it all came from people trying to top one another.
Yeah.
There was no grand, let's create this scene. And but one thing that was really cool was the artwork.
Yeah.
And they were talking about the black and white thing and the spooky vibes.
Yeah.
And sort of everybody sort of saying like, you looked at thrash metal and death metal and it was always colourful, painted artwork covers.
Yeah.
And that's it. And he says now, and he's absolutely fucking right, in that this was filmed back in 2008, but it's still true. Black metal in itself, just forget all the band names. Black metal is a brand.
Yeah.
Because they all have that very similar cover type. I mean, obviously you've got American acts now like Death Heaven and Wolves in the Throne Room who might have a different thing, but if you look at European black metal, it's always that black and white album art.
Yeah.
And that did start with black metal in the early 90s. That became an iconic brand thing, whether you were Mayhem or fucking Emperor or whoever.
And one colourful, it was
Dark Throne.
It
was black and white. They all use that same kind of German type looking font.
Yeah.
German, I wonder where I'm going with that.
Where we are.
But yeah, it's But I thought what was really cool as well is like when they were slagging off death metal in the film Lords of Chaos, but there was that bit where like Fenriz was in the basement and he's just flicking through all the tapes. Oh, that's good. It's cool. Testament, the ritual. Yeah, that's really cool. And they were just like, you can't fake that. He's like, his voice goes up like 2 octaves, and you can't fake that kind of enthusiasm. It's like me and us three. It's like when we talk about an album on our podcast, if we all like it, we all get a bit higher pitched.
Yeah.
And it's just like they weren't just music fans who got involved in topping each other, but with some shifty politics.
Shifty politics.
Yes. You're like, wow, Jay, that's way to subtly say what they are.
That's a wide set of beliefs you have there. And like you can tell that now, like, okay, obviously the film is sensationalized because we as an audience need a film with a relatable character that we can root for, which is what we got in Euronymous. But obviously that's the archetype put in there for that character.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, he clearly wasn't like that, but you do still pick out like things from the documentary where like they slag him off a bit.
Yeah.
And they basically just like, he didn't do any of it really. You know, he just talked a lot of game.
Yeah.
Which he did in the film.
Like
I think I would say even in the film he was very much like, oh, here's the hype.
Yeah. So that was that was very cool. I really enjoyed it anyway. Do I have any others?
Yeah, it was nice to have a different take on things from the other film.
So one thing,
Lords of Chaos.
I think also because they never tried Varg for the church burnings, did they? They said, we couldn't really prove it. And one thing I found really interesting, because you can tie it to like what's happened in the past 10 years, is so a lot of people from that scene started saying, as soon as Kerrang were on that 6-page piece, so he's after there being 3 or 4 church burnings, that it massively raised the profile of black metal, and then the documentary cuts to all this news footage of church burnings, Satanism, church burnings, Satanism, and then you get like the sort of people at that time from the band saying it weren't Satanism, like kids painting 666 Hail Satan, and that weren't us, but I thought it a really cool sort of take on like the meeting, because it's absolutely right. And I can remember watching Charlie Brooker's Scream Wipe, and he was like commenting on a school shooting. I can't remember which one it were. And it then plays like something from an American news footage where, and I don't know if it was former law enforcement, like ex-FBI or a psychologist, but basically someone in America had said, what we've told news companies is, if there's ever a mass shooting, don't focus on the shooter's name, don't focus on the kill count, focus on, this is what happened, this is the tragedy, here's the thing is, but then move on. And it's just because otherwise what happens is, if you focus on the lurid details, it'll inspire other people.
Yeah.
I want to top what that shooter did.
Yeah.
And you're getting people going, I'm inspired by the Columbine shooter, I'm inspired by this. And this has come like a week and a bit after the Christchurch tragedy, which focused on the shooter, kept going about the kill count, and you sort of think whether maybe some of the people did burn down some of the churches and they kind of it weren't us, it were copycats. I'm not going to say whether it is or not, but full well, I say once the media kicked in, there will have been people in that region like, we can do better than that.
Yeah.
But you sort of think, this is point proven.
Yeah, you think that's a burnt church? I'll show you a burnt church.
Yeah, I'll show you a burnt church. And they're right, it weren't about Satanism, because if you read the politics of Satanism, it's so hilarious. It's like, you can't possess if you've got a wife, you don't control her, she is your equal, don't follow it.
It's all wholesome as fuck.
Yeah, Satanism is not obey Satan, because we don't have a religion. Satanism is rejecting all other religions. Yeah. And be a nice person. Yeah. Just don't be a dick to other people. But I just thought it was a really cool thing, because even though it's a documentary from 2008, I thought you can apply that thing about how the hysteria on church burnings, you can just lift and shift that to America and mass shootings. It was just like, fuck me, the power of media, that they'll sensationalise everything and blow it out of proportion, and someone goes, oh, that's cool, I'll try and beat that because then I'll be on the news.
True. it was really fucking weird seeing interviews of Varg in jail as well, because he was always like, I don't know, there's like a printer behind him, and I'm like, are you in reception or something?
Yeah.
Where are you?
And then like this dust cover, they're like this dust cover all over the keyboard and stuff. Yeah. I'll tell you one thing though, I'm going to kind of retract something from that Lords of Chaos review, because I'm like, I don't understand why there'd be like girls lining up to sleep with him, but then you see him like when he's in jail and he smiles and it's just like that meme from fucking 13 Reasons Why. It's like, this is where it all started. That smile, that damn smile, because the guy who played him in the film were a bit, you know, and I can say this because I ain't washboard abs. The guy who played him in the film were a bit tubby.
Yeah.
But then you look at him, and he were quite photogenic in his youth, and you think, you know, I can actually see how somebody, you know, looking, because he weren't carrying so extra timber.
You're just like, all right, I get it.
Yeah.
I get
it. So I'm like, yeah, do you know what? I'm going to flash back now when you're always going, I can move asleep with some of the girls. It's like, yeah, I can actually see how some people would have found it. Because he didn't look attractive in the film, but in the documentary, you're like, yeah, he's not fat at all. He looks quite charismatic. Fair play.
Yeah. That's the thing, and that's obviously what a film does as well, is it gives an archetype of a villain.
Yeah.
So it's never, you know, it's never going to be the same as the actual true story, is it? They're like, let's make him more evil, let's make him, I don't know.
I always remember watching Mississippi Burning and then read a review and it says, oh, you don't dislike the sheriffs in Mississippi Burning because they're racist, you dislike them because they're just really fat and sweaty. Which goes to prove that as a cinematic shorthand, it's like, oh yeah, they're lazy. You know, they're lazy and they sweat, so that's why you don't like them. And it's just like, no, sure, the fact they're just racist is bad enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, he like say he seemed at peace in cinema as well. In cinema, sorry, in prison.
Yeah, he seemed like
you were always smiling.
That's where he wants to be. I don't know.
You know, he seemed.
I think he knew, because it was like the 21. You can only get 21 years over there, can't you?
That sounds right. Yeah, the maximum sentence.
And that's why apparently when he was in the docks and that's why he won't worry. He's no, he wasn't.
He's like, oh, I'm not
ever fully going to spend the rest of his life.
I'm 19. I'll be out when I'm 40.
Yeah. But I guess you can be a little less remorseful that way as well, because you're like, yeah, fair dues, I'll take 20.
Yeah. But when we were going about recording that fucking Burzum album, I found the shittiest mic, and I got
a little headset mic,
and a headset mic, and a small Marshall practice amp. Because, do you know what? I think there's been a couple of episodes where I've railed against Pro Tools copy and paste of riffs, which, you know. But yeah, there's kind of going for that authentic production style, which probably Kurt Blue would do. And then there is just being stupidly shitty to spite everyone for the sake of spite.
That is like, well, it was for the reason of you know, I want you know, truly terrible music, because that's how I feel, kind of vibe to it. But B, how can you record something for someone else to listen to when the recording of it sounds shitter than how you would actually listen to it?
I mean, farts in a can would sound better.
I know.
St Angus snare drum sounded better.
Right? Over and over and over again.
Oh, God, did it? Oh, maybe that's pushing it too far. But I thought the documentary dragged towards the end, or a bit like, it was like probably 15-20 minutes too long.
You're like, I get it, Fenris.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. He was a I don't know, a pretty good. He was sort of a host of it. They just followed him around and, like, you know.
Yeah, I thought for a lot of it, I think he just didn't want them there. He was just like, for God's sake.
Yeah, he was like,
you know, fuck off.
I've got shit to do.
Yeah. So follow me back. I'm having another beer and a fag at a bar.
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
They're still there watching.
And he's just like, and then the next bar he's in, he's like, he was getting off with a fucking lass or something in it as well, and he was just like that. And I think he looked at the camera at one point and was like,
stop following me.
Fuck off, you know what I mean?
Operation Cock Block.
Yeah, pretty much.
Can I have a moment's privacy?
But yeah, that's the end to the old film thing. I think the next one is one that you were.
Yeah, I'll be Jonesy for Murder in the Front Row. I'm really looking forward to that documentary.
Yeah,
There's so many band members involved in it.
I don't know when it's out, or do you know when it's out?
No, I've seen the trailer, I don't know the exact release date.
No, but when it is, I think that's probably will be the next time we'll revisit a film kind of music related.
Yeah, because I want to just keep it more relevant to like the metal situation, and like, I don't know, we don't got many metal films.
No. I mean, we know
nice that they're coming,
Yeah.
We know the dirt's on Netflix, but I think if you've gone through our previous 18 episodes and now this one at number 19, it's...
You know firmly where our music tastes
Yeah, so we've never really talked about them. So, yeah, I'll be honest, I'm probably going to watch it. Probably going to watch the dirt, but we'll not talk about the pod because it just doesn't really fit with...
No, I'll hold my hands up, and I was never fussed with Motley Crue, so...
I've got a few good songs, but, you know...
Crucify me, but I was never bothered with them.
Scorpions.
I just get like every single time I hear Motley Crue now, all I get is fucking Dr. Roxo. I do cocaine.
Yes, we know you.
That's it. That's all I really hear in my head. So we're going to call it that on episode 19. Next episode, we're going to be doing a classic album review, I guess, kind of like what we did last time with Demanufacture.
Yeah, for episode
20.
Yeah, that's it. Big 20 we've reached now. So thank you to all of those who've stuck with us this far. You know, our ramblings and stuff hopefully keep you entertained.
We'll get a picture up or a voting process up in place for either,
there'll be 3 to choose
either
from.
of the 3 albums. So yeah, those will be up on social media real soon. So
and
use
more
it.
presently, we'll say on the next episode, what we're all excited to go see tomorrow, guys.
Oh shit, yeah. We're going to go see The Ocean, and we're going to go see Herod, and we're going to go see Downfall of Gaia.
What a gig.
I'm not really into Downfall of Gaia, but I think they'll be good live.
Yeah, well, I've got to say, it could come across in a different light live. So.
Herod, so far, my number 1 this year.
Yeah, me too.
I think we're all going to have our penises out.
I tell you now,
if
Herod gets pushed out of my year-end top 10, that means there being 10 stupidly good releases to push it out.
Yeah.
And I don't think that'll happen, quite frankly.
And the main finale, last year's number 1 for me and Terry, and Jay's number 2, The Ocean.
Number 2.
Holy shit, that's going to be so fucking good. Because I'm always raving on this show about how fucking good The Ocean are live.
Yeah.
So I'm now like, shit, yeah.
Yeah,
I was hoping for a Techfest as well. I don't know, we might do.
Yeah, I think that might be part of, I know I talked about it earlier, but part of my thing of I was disappointed. I was hoping for
in phase 2.
Yeah.
I think we'll know there might be a phase 3 announcement. Like I said, once this tour's done.
I think there usually is.
Yeah. There's always a third announcement.
Yeah.
So
I mean, the poster says more bands to come.
Simon might be watching these guys.
Yeah. Is he watching?
Give us Herod, is all I'm saying.
My God. I can't wait for Herod. I've been seeing a bunch of live footage of Herod up on Instagram recently.
I've not even watched any. I've not watched any videos or anything. Do you know what I'm actually worried about with Herod? And it's not actually like watching him live or anything. I've got this funny feeling that us 3 are going to like the same T-shirt design.
And there's only one.
I think we'll all buy it. Yeah, there'll be one Herod design.
Yeah.
We'll all buy it, and then we're all going to be like the WhatsApp group going, "What are you wearing this?" Like we've gone to the pub or some shit. Are you wearing your Herod top? Yeah. Oh, bast. Fucking I wanted to wear that.
I'll just be like, you know what? I'm going to go on a diet. I'm buying the small.
I can just hear. There won't be T-shirt 20s, there'll be T-shirt triplets. I swear down. I think we're all going to buy a Herod top.
Yeah, I hope.
Fucking hell.
I hope they've got the merch the Ocean have.
I'm hoping to snag myself some ocean merch this time.
Cool.
I really am.
Yeah. So we're all excited about it. That is tomorrow.
Are we potentially? I know we're talking about the 20th episode being like the classic album. Do we chuck in a brief review of the live gig?
So what I thought we'd do is we'll do like a little review of the gig
before going into
next episode, and we may have a review in there as well. But yeah, it will mainly be focused on the
classic album.
Yeah. Cool. So yeah, we're going to let you go there, and thank you for listening, and speak to you all next time.
Bye.
See ya.